Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're jumping into one of the most vital roles in the entire tech world, product management. You know, if you've ever used an app and wondered, who decided to put this button here, or why did they change that feature? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to break down the what, the who, and the how of building awesome products.
So maybe you're thinking about becoming a product manager yourself. It's this incredible role that's, part strategist, part detective, and part team captain all rolled into one. Let's pull back the curtain and really get into what it means to be the person shaping the products we use every single day.
All right, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the day-to-day, let's start with the foundation. What even is product management at its core?
At its heart, product management is really about being the voice of the customer inside the company. A product manager's whole job is to find that sweet spot, that perfect intersection where a real user problem meets a real business opportunity. They're the ones connecting the dots to create something that people don't just use, but actually need and love.
Now, you might have heard people call PMs the CEO of the product, but honestly, that's a huge misconception. Think about it. A CEO has direct authority. A product manager? They have almost none. Their real power comes from earning trust and leading through influence, persuasion, and just really, really clear communication. It's a critical difference.
You know, a product really has a life of its own, and the PM is basically its guide from birth all the way to retirement. They're there for that first spark of an idea, through the hard work of development, the excitement of launch day, the challenges of growing it, and yeah, even for the tough decision to eventually phase a product out. They really see the entire journey.
So if the product has this whole life cycle, what does that mean for the PM's actual job? Well, they're the ones connecting all the pieces of the puzzle.
If you want to understand the PM role in one single image, this is it right here. They live at the crossroads of three different worlds. They need to speak tech with the engineers, strategy with the business folks, and maybe most importantly, they have to speak the language of empathy for the user. Juggling these three things, that's the core of the job.
So what does a PM actually do all day? Well, it's a constant dance between the big picture and the tiny details. One minute, they're defining this huge, ambitious vision for the future. The next, they're in the weeds, trying to decide which specific little feature the team should build next. They create the roadmap that guides everyone, and basically act as the communication hub, making sure the entire team is pulling in the same direction.
And at the end of the day, a huge chunk of the job is just making tough trade-offs, right? Do you ship a feature super fast, or do you wait until it's absolutely perfect? Do you build what the users are screaming for right now, or what the business needs to hit its goals next quarter? There is rarely a single, easy right answer. A great PM is someone who just thrives in these gray areas.
Okay, so if you're going to be doing all of this balancing, what skills do you actually need in your toolkit to succeed? Let's break it down.
First up, the tech side of things. Now, you don't need to be a programmer, but you absolutely have to be tech literate. This means you get how modern software gets built, things like Agile and Scrum, which are just ways of building products in quick, iterative cycles. This lets you have smart, credible conversations with your engineers about what's actually possible and what's not.
Next, you got to be analytical. Data is your absolute best friend. This could mean running an A/B test where you show, say, two different versions of a web page to users to see which one works better. Or maybe it's using a framework like RICE to decide what to build next based on its reach, impact, confidence, and effort. It's all about making decisions based on evidence, not just a gut feeling. And this brings us right back to that whole influence without authority thing. Honestly, soft skills are a PM superpower. To get anything done, you have to be a great storyteller who can get everyone fired up about the vision. You have to negotiate with different teams and be able to resolve conflicts when they pop up. These skills are every bit as important as the technical ones, if not more so. And finally, it's not just about what you can do, but really who you are as a person. The best PMs, they are just relentlessly curious. They have this genuine empathy for their users, and they are resilient because, believe me, things will go wrong. It's all about taking ownership and inspiring your team to keep pushing forward even when things get tough.
Okay, so we know what a PM is, and we know what skills they need. Now, let's look at the actual playbook they use to turn a cool idea into a real, impactful product that people use.
Everything, and I mean everything, starts with the vision. This is the guiding light, the North Star for the entire team. It answers that one fundamental question: why are we even building this? A powerful vision gets everyone inspired and makes sure every single decision is pushing towards that same long-term goal.
So if the vision is the why, then the strategy is the how. This is your high-level game plan. Who are we building this for? What specific problem are we solving for them? And how is this going to help our business win? The strategy is what connects that big, inspiring vision to a concrete plan of attack.
Now, to come up with solutions that really work, PMs often use a process called design thinking. And I want you to notice the very first step, empathize. It always starts with deeply understanding the user's world. From there, you brainstorm ideas, you build quick and dirty prototypes to make them real, and then you test them to see what works. It's a powerful, user-focused cycle of learning.
All of this stuff, the vision, the strategy, the user research, it all comes together in the product roadmap. And this is not some rigid, set-in-stone project plan. Think of it more as a strategic, living document that shows the general direction of the product over time. It's the #1 tool a PM uses to communicate the plan and keep the whole company on the same page.
So there you have it, product management in a nutshell. It's an incredibly challenging role that sits right at the center of everything, and it demands this unique mix of strategy, empathy, and resilience. It's really about leading without authority to build things that truly matter. So the real question isn't just about what to build next, but what problems are actually worth solving. What would you build?